Lately, I have been reading Omniscient Reader. It is a story about a world faced with destruction, and only one man knows how it will all end. Omniscient Reader is a fantasy manhwa, or Korean comic / webtoon, based off of a web novel by the same name. The story is not only thrilling, but it has an extremely interesting plot that is action-packed and has some big play moves. Omniscient Reader focuses on a man named Kim Dokja, a 28-year-old office worker in Korea who reads web novels as a hobby. One evening, on a subway ride home, the web novel Dokja has been reading for the past decade finally comes to an end. The web novel, and the story, named 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse, or TWSA for short, ended with over 3,000 chapters, Dokja being the only reader to finish it in its entirety. After finishing the novel, Dokja writes an email to the author thanking him for the story, to which the author replies that TWSA will become paid content at 7 p.m. As the time hits, the train is attacked by a creature Dokja is quite familiar with, and Dokja realizes that the story he's been reading for the past decade has become real life. The story of Omniscient Reader is one of the best stories I've read. I love that it can pull in elements from fantasy / isekai settings, but still keep it fresh. The characters in Omniscient Reader make up a huge part of the story. If you aren't hooked on the story or art, which, by the way, are both amazing, then the characters will be what brings you back to this webtoon. One of the strongest components of Omniscient Reader is the growth the characters undergo. Each character grows and adapts as the comic goes on. Every character has their own story and their own set of abilities that correlate to who they are as a person. Our main character Dokja, for example, starts out as the simple businessman who has complications holding down jobs and bounces from place to place for work. As the webtoon goes on, however, Dokja learns to adapt and shows who he really is, a man of extreme intelligence and a cunning personality. He learns from the get-go that if he's going to survive, he must use his knowledge of the novel to pass the scenarios he is faced with. As I have said, Omniscient Reader is based off of the web novel Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, which was created by Sing Shang. The webtoon itself is adapted by Aradise Studio, which is also the same studio that creates Solo Leveling. As of right now, I am all caught up in the webtoon, which currently has 63 free English chapters out. You heard the free part, right? You can find these episodes on Line Webtoon. The webtoon is also rated rather high, with a score of 8.32 out of 10 on my anime list. The art in this comic is by far some of the best and prettiest artwork I have ever seen. It's hard not to be immersed while reading because of how well it's drawn. I constantly find myself just sitting back, taking in the details of each episode, and going over every little detail it has to offer me. The artists do not skimp out on the details in the panels. Every panel is fully drawn, and the background is rarely blank. I don't think I need to say much about it, because from the very beginning, the art is to be admired. You can't look at this comic without admiring the art. For a fantasy-style webtoon, a major thing that I look for is its world building. It's easy to create a world in a fantasy style, but some creators think that that's as far as they should go, and they often play the same tropes as all the rest. Omniscient Reader does not follow the same style or tropes, which makes the world very interesting. First, there's the stat system in which the characters level up. Then the world also features scenarios in a minigame-esque setting. The Dokubai, a mythical horned goblin, streams the character scenarios to the constellations. Constellations are mysterious beings who sponsor the people on the planet. They help the characters by giving them coins and offering aid when their person needs it. Characters can then use the coins and help they are given to then level up. Each chapter you read is action-packed and exciting. You're constantly rooting for the character's success and waiting for those big plays to be made. As you read, you learn more about Dokja and his group, and you see them struggle and learn to adapt to this new world. The characters must be quick on their feet, and they think as they go, which makes each episode extremely suspenseful yet thrilling. I highly recommend Omniscient Reader. If you enjoy a good story that is filled with action and has an original plot within the genres of fantasy, then you will love Omniscient Reader. This webtoon also is very similar to Solo Leveling when it comes to its art style and stat system. In other words, if you love Solo Leveling, you're gonna love Omniscient Reader. Overall, Omniscient Reader is a 10 out of 10 for me. It keeps you coming back for more. The plot is original and entertaining, and the characters have a very nice progression in their development. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon.